All right, so you're planning a wedding.
Oh, how exciting.
It is. And, I mean, of course, we have to talk about the dress,
Of
right?
course. It's the big one.
It is. And I'm excited to kind of dive into this idea of wedding gown sample sales with you today.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
Because, I think a lot of brides don't realize um, what a great resource this can be.
Absolutely. And the savings.
Oh my gosh, yes. The savings are unbelievable.
Sometimes you can find dresses 70% off.
70% off.
Yeah.
It's
That's because salons need to clear out space.
wow. Okay, so not only am I getting a great deal, but I'm also helping them out by uh, making room for new inventory.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
I love a win-win. But, there has to be more to it, right? Like, why else would these salons be offering such incredible discounts?
Well, you have to remember, these are the dresses that brides have been trying on in the store, so they might need a few minor alterations, maybe a little TLC from a
So I'm
seamstress.
not getting a damaged dress, just one that might need a little tweaking?
Exactly, and that's all reflected in the price.
That makes sense. Okay, but
Yeah.
what about for brides who are working with a tight timeline? Isn't ordering a dress like a whole thing that takes months?
That's actually one of the biggest advantages of sample sales. You can often walk out with the dress that day.
Wait, really? So no waiting like 4 to 6 months for it to be made and shipped?
Yep. Some brides find their dress in under an hour at a sample sale.
That's incredible. So I could potentially check the dress off my to-do list in a single afternoon.
Absolutely. It happens all the time.
Okay, you're blowing my mind right now. And what about finding discontinued styles? Is that a possibility at these sales?
Oh, absolutely. It's like fate intervened. The dress you thought you missed out on could be waiting for you at a sample sale.
Oh, I love that. So it's kind of like a second chance romance with a dress.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about those salon-specific sample sales, but what about those, like, big multi-designer events? Are those worth checking out too?
Absolutely. Those are fantastic, especially if you're looking for a wider variety of designers and styles all in one place.
So basically, I've got options. Salon-specific sales, these massive events, and even some online platforms. This is way more diverse than I originally thought.
It really is. And each type of sale has its pros and cons.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, those salon sales might have a more, I don't know, curated selection.
Yeah, exactly. A more intimate experience.
While those multi-designer events, those could be a little overwhelming.
Yes, sometimes it feels like trying to find a needle in a haystack of tulle.
Okay, a needle in a haystack and tool. I'm definitely using that one. So with all these different types of sample sales, is there one that, typically offers the steepest discounts?
It really varies, but in general, I'd say the bigger the sale, the bigger the potential savings.
So those big multi-designer events, those are probably where I'm going to find the most aggressive markdowns.
Exactly. They have a lot of inventory they need to move.
Makes sense.
Ah.
Okay, so let's say I'm ready to dive headfirst into this world of sample sale savings. What advice would you give to someone, a bride who's never been to one before?
Hmm, good question. I think the most important thing is to go in with a clear sense of what you're looking for in terms of style, silhouette, and of course, budget.
So basically, do your research beforehand, know your style, know what flatters your body type, and what you can actually afford.
Exactly. It'll save you so much time and stress.
Okay, I'm all about minimizing stress, but what about the kind of the actual shopping experience? Are these sample sales total chaos? I've heard some interesting stories, let's say, about brides fighting over dresses,
Yeah, some can be a bit more hectic than others.
especially those big multi-designer events, right?
Right. But there are definitely ways to minimize the stress.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me all your secrets.
So first, try to arrive early.
Okay, early bird gets the dress.
Exactly. Second, wear comfortable clothes that are easy to slip in and out of.
Got it. So leggings and a tank top are my new best friends.
Pretty much. And third, don't be afraid to ask for help from the staff.
Oh yeah, good point. They're the experts.
Exactly. They're there to help you find the perfect dress.
Okay, so arrive early, comfy clothes, and don't be shy about asking questions. This is starting to feel a lot more manageable.
It's not as scary as it sounds.
I hope not. But what about sizing? Is it true that sample dresses only come in limited sizes?
That's a common misconception. While most sample gowns are bridal sizes 8 to 12, many salons do offer a range of sizes at their sales.
Okay, phew. That's good to know because, not every bride fits into that standard sample size.
Right. And some salons even specialize in plus-size samples, so there's definitely something for everyone.
That's awesome. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. We talked about salon-specific sales, multi-designer events, even those online platforms. And I feel like I have a much better understanding of, like, the whole sample sale landscape.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
But you mentioned earlier a place called Darianna Bridal Tuxedo. And it sounds like they have a totally different approach to sample sales altogether.
They do. They have something they call a sample closet, which is kind of like a year-round, constantly updated sample sale.
A year-round sample sale? Okay, hold on. That sounds like a game changer.
It really is.
So I'm definitely intrigued. Let's unpack this whole sample closet concept in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good to me. So this sample closet, like we were saying,
Yeah, it's kind of blown my mind a little bit.
it really is a whole different way of thinking about sample sales.
Yeah, because, I have this picture in my head of, like, these big, crazy events with tons of people and dresses everywhere.
Those can be a bit much.
A bit much is an understatement. But this sample closet, it's not like that at all.
No, not at all. They've actually taken the whole thing online.
Wait, so I can shop for sample dresses from my couch?
You got it. Isn't that amazing?
It's kind of dangerous, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can already see myself spending hours browsing.
Oh, I know, but the convenience is unbeatable.
Okay, so it's not like just a few random dresses they have listed on their regular website. This is like a whole separate thing.
Exactly. It's a dedicated collection of sample gowns, all with photos and descriptions and everything.
So I can see all the details, the designer, the size, the price, all that.
You got it. It's like having your own personal sample sale.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. And
And
you said this sample closet is constantly being updated.
all the time. They're adding new dresses every week, so it's always worth checking back.
Okay, so even if I don't find the one today, I can just keep stalking the website.
Exactly. No need to wait for a specific sale event.
This is seriously changing the game. Okay, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. Are there any downsides to buying a dress this way? Besides the whole final sale thing, of course.
Well, you do have to remember that these dresses have been tried on by other brides.
So there could be some wear and tear. I mean, I'm all for a good deal, but I don't want a dress that's falling apart.
Oh, no, no, no. These dresses are in great condition. Darianna Bridal Tuxedo has seamstresses who can make any necessary alterations.
So any little snags or loose beads, they can fix all that.
Absolutely. They'll make sure the dress fits you perfectly.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. So it sounds like I'm getting a designer dress at a fraction of the price. I don't have to wait months for it to be made, and I can shop from my couch in my PJs. What's the catch?
Honestly, I don't think there is one. It's a pretty amazing resource for brides.
Especially for those of us who are, on a budget. Speaking of which, what kind of price range are we talking here? Am I going to need to take out a second mortgage to afford one of these dresses?
Not at all. They have a wide range of prices in the sample closet. You could find a dress for a few $100s, or you could splurge on something a little fancier. It just depends what you're looking for.
There's something for everyone, regardless of budget.
Exactly. They want to make sure every bride can find her dream dress.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's say I'm browsing online, and I see a dress that I'm like, oh my God, I need to try this on. What happens next?
Well, you can easily schedule an appointment online to visit the salon and try it on in person.
So it's not like I'm just buying a dress online, sight unseen.
Nope. You still get that personal experience with a stylist.
Okay, that's good to know. So I get the convenience of online shopping, but with the reassurance of actually trying the dress on before I commit.
Exactly. It's the best of both worlds.
I'm telling you, this
Wonderful.
sample closet is genius. Okay, but before we get too carried away with the practicalities, I want to talk about the emotional side of wedding dress shopping for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. That's such an important part of the experience.
Right. It's not just about finding a dress that fits. It's about finding a dress that makes you feel like a bride,
Totally. It's a big emotional moment.
And those bridal boutiques, they really play into that, right?
Yeah.
The champagne, the fancy decor, the whole entourage
Yeah,
thing.
they create this whole fairy tale experience.
Exactly. So how does shopping at a sample sale, even one as awesome as Dariana's, compare to that? Does it still feel special?
That's a great question, and one that a lot of brides struggle with. I think it's a different kind of special. Let's talk about those different experiences in the next part of our deep dive.
So we've talked about all the practical stuff,
The ins and outs of sample sales.
Right. But finding your wedding dress, it's more than just ticking a box. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's such an emotional experience.
It really is. And those bridal boutiques, they really lean into that whole fairy tale thing, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They've got the champagne, the fancy decor.
Yeah. The whole 9 yards. So, like, how does that compare to the sample sale experience? Do you still get that same magic?
It's a different kind of magic for sure.
Okay, I like where this is going. Tell me more.
Well, think of it like this. The boutique experience is being the princess in the fairy tale, right? But with a sample sale, you're more like a treasure hunter.
Oh,
Mm.
I love that. So instead of being handed a glass of bubbly, I'm armed with a magnifying glass ready to find my hidden gem.
Exactly. And there's a real thrill in that, you know? You're finding this amazing dress and you're getting an incredible deal. It's like, it was meant to be.
And it's kind of empowering too, right? Like, I found this amazing dress on my own terms.
Exactly. You're not letting a salesperson or like your whole entourage influence your decision.
So maybe I'm giving up the champagne in the fancy dressing room, but I'm gaining control over the whole process.
And let's be real, the feeling of scoring a designer gown for a steal, that's pretty magical in itself.
I agree. Confidence boost for sure. So I guess it really comes down to what kind of experience you're looking for, the fairy tale or the treasure hunt.
Yeah. And there's no right answer. What matters is that you find a dress that makes you feel amazing.
So true. All right, so as we wrap up our deep dive into wedding dress sample sales, what's the biggest takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is to keep an open mind. Don't rule anything out. Explore all your options.
Yeah, whether it's a boutique, a sample sale event, or even something like Darianna's sample closet, right?
Exactly. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to finding your dream dress.
And remember, it's your journey, so do what feels right for you and your budget.
Make it fun. Don't let it stress you out.
Well said. All right, brides-to-be, happy dress hunting. We hope our deep dive helped make the process a little less daunting.
And a lot more exciting.
Exactly. And most importantly, remember to have fun with it. It's your big day.